Hello everyone and welcome back to more Let's Play Jade Cocoon 2. I'm your girl Rabbit taking you on this Let's Play, and I have a little bit of a recap for you in regards to what I did off camera away from you all. So the first thing you're going to notice is that our formation is a teeny tiny bit different. So most notably, Carl is here now. I ended up swapping Luther out just because I wanted to switch things up a little bit. You guys know me, I'm constantly trying to experiment with different lineups and different combinations of divine beasts, and I just kind of wanted a little bit of a change. So the other thing that I should mention to you guys is that I did go ahead and merge Earth so that he has a fire ability. It's not the best fire ability, but I wanted to just give him something, and I also was taking into consideration some of his abilities or passives, if you want to call them that. So I guess why don't I just run through, let you guys see where everyone is, what skills and abilities they're bringing to the table, and then we will keep on going. And then we just looked at Earth, so I won't spend too much time on him again. Here is Carl. This will be the first time you guys have seen him, and he has Dramakia, which ups defense in a large amount to all allies. So he's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to experimenting with him. Here's where Patrick is presently. And again, skills and abilities. Whoop whoop. And Walter. Same old with our lovely Walter. And then we've got Fizzy, still rocking out his cool and deadly combo. Really in love with Fizzy. He'll be mergeable soon, so I've got to think about what comes next for him. And here's Kai. But you guys already saw the merge. I believe in our last episode we did that together at the very end. So that's it. That's our lineup. That's our party. And now it is time to continue in Fire Tower 2. So I know we opened up part of the map, but I did just want to go ahead and explore the whole thing again with you guys, fresh and new. Oh my gosh, we have so much crap, you guys. I should always open by showing you what's in my inventory here. So we have a lot of citron powders, a lot of cute gems, which I'll sell. I don't need this many Inferno books. We've got a Perplex book, which I'll hold onto. Some Resurrect books, which are great. Shield Bibles, and then Regenera books, which I also probably don't need this many of these. So I will likely drop 2 of the Regenera books as soon as I can, or as soon as I need to, is what I should say. I'm secretly hoping that we'll find a shopkeeper. That would be great. Oh my gosh, the orgy already begins. So alright, let's get this started. Let's check out Carl. Since this is the first time you will have seen his gorgeous face. Although I don't know if gorgeous is quite the right word for him, but whatever. And I hope you guys have all been doing well. So it has been quite a while since we've had a new episode of Jade Cocoon 2 up. And that's mostly been just because for the new year, I started the last bit of my project update, which was for Legend of Legaia. That is the 4th and final game that needed to be redone for my channel. So I got 10 episodes of those up. So basically that ended up taking a week and 3 days for those to go live, because I'm trying now to release the episodes incrementally. It's just easier for me, and I know it's better for a lot of you, so that you don't feel like your subscription boxes or your subscription feeds aren't getting flooded with, oh my gosh, Rabbit just uploaded like 10 videos or 5 videos. So 1 a day I think has been nice, and it's been a better way of pacing my uploads. But I'm still open to the idea of doing batch uploads like I used to. But so far this has been working out well for everyone. Well, for mostly everyone. I haven't had too many complaints yet. So, nevertheless, I digress. I did 10 episodes of that. Let's actually start with, let's start with this side. So we did 10 episodes of Legend of Legaia, which took a week and 3 days to go live. So that obviously took away from episodes of Jade Cocoon 2 going live. And then after that, a couple of episodes of The Legend of Dragoon went up just because I felt like those were a priority to get edited and up. And yay, Kai is going to get a little bigger. Hello, Kai. He's probably so glad to be out of that larval phase. Oh, get him. Get him. So yes, anyway, I wanted to prioritize getting more of The Legend of Dragoon up. Whenever Andrew and I record, and I have like 3, 4, maybe 5 episodes, I try to just immediately get on that and get those out, since that has been such a drawn-out Let's Play, if I can just be very generous in how I'm describing the journey that has taken place with that video game and that playthrough. So after those videos went up, and I still have like 1 or 2, I think, that I need to edit, but I wanted to also get a Patreon/patron/donor/any subscriber, viewer, whatever video up. So that went live, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Oh, comma, baby!
Too bad.
No, too bad for you, because you're going to die. I love it. I love finding new comma. This is a great way to get into this episode, I would say. Ooh, Knuckle Chew. That will be nice. We're not going to fuck around with this guy. Fizzy, show him what's up. He's like, always, Rabbit. Always, I got you. Except Fizzy, you didn't put him to sleep. I need to get the next level sleep ability. I kind of think I do need to go into that elemental forest, but whatever. We'll figure it out. I feel like my mind is constantly changing with this. But it's kind of hard to decide, because I want to also base it around my party's needs and what's lacking and what needs to be leveled up or scaled up further. But then at the same time, I also want to think about plot progression and story progression and character development and who I really want to see grow more and learn more about. So there are a lot of things that I need to take into consideration. And anyway, how did I get sidetracked? So to finish the first story I was saying, if you want to call it a story, I then needed, after getting The Legend of Dragoon up, to focus on getting a Patreon video up. So I wanted to prioritize getting that filmed, getting that vlog edited, which is really easy. I mean, it's me sitting and talking in front of a camera, right? That's not even a big deal and doesn't require nearly as much effort as editing videos of gameplay. So that went up, I believe, 2 days ago. And now here we are. I felt like I'm in a good place. We have 10 episodes of Legend of Legaia up to kind of kickstart the re-Let's Play for that. We got some more of The Legend of Dragoon up to whet the appetites of those of you who really love that Let's Play and have had a very difficult time waiting on the, let's just call it, slow progress Andrew and I have been making due to our insane and frenetic schedules. And I guess I don't really have anything I want to use to heal everyone. So let's go ahead and try this. I believe when we last recorded, what was it, like 3 weeks ago, maybe? We didn't finish this, but I'm feeling confident. I just saved.
This is a members-only arena. You shall fight.
Yeah. I really don't need to hear your banter again.
You will not.
Let me in.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, let's do it, and let's get that payout, you guys.
Okay, Thank you very
yes.
well, then. Come this.
Okay, there we go. I wish there was a way to just skip all the dialogue, especially since they're not saying anything new, from forest level to forest level with these battle arenas. Okay, I want to start out. Let's go ahead and do Ramakia. I want to get these buffs applied to my team ASAP.
Right, you're really tough now.
Thanks, Nico. I didn't realize that she has commentary for spells that you apply to yourself, but that's cool. I like it. Rat. Okay, so today I'm hoping to get quite a bit of Jade Cocoon 2 recorded for all of you. I'm going to aim to get 4, maybe 5 episodes out. I think it's very much needed. Just because it has been so long. And please excuse me for clearing my throat. I feel like I'm always struggling with something whenever I play this game for you guys. I've had someone private message me and they're like, Rabbit, are you really sickly? It seems like you're always sick. I'm not sick, but it's just because there usually is such a large gap between recording sessions for this game. I'll be healthy for those like 2-3 weeks when I haven't recorded for this, but then the 3rd or 4th week rolls around when it's time to record another batch and I have either a cold or just a stuffy nose or allergies, but I swear I'm not sickly. I'm actually very healthy. I'm just struggling with something, and it's still cold as balls here, and I hate the cold weather, and I feel like since the air is so dry here in Colorado, I tend to just get kind of a sore, scratchy throat. I feel like more than I did when I was living in either Kansas or Arkansas. But I'm feeling great this morning. I hope you guys are too. Maybe I should have opened by saying this, but today is Sunday, the 24th of January, and this month has been fairly decent to me. Lots of ups, but lots of downs as well. I guess as a brief overview for those of you who don't really follow me on social media, the 10th of January was my 11-year anniversary with my husband. Not our wedding anniversary, it was the start of our whole relationship. We actually don't really celebrate our wedding anniversary just because for us, the most important date is the one where we came together in the first place and sort of began this journey as a united couple and as just one being. You know what I'm saying? So we view our relationship anniversary as being kind of more important than that wedding anniversary or our wedding day. But that's just us. I understand why some people really value their wedding day if it was big and extravagant and lots of people were there to celebrate with you. But ours wasn't quite as glamorous just due to things that I've expressed throughout this Let's Play, since this is pretty much like a My Dear Diary fucking vlog with some Jade Cocoon 2 footage in the background. So our wedding wasn't too glamorous just because there was so much racial tension with his family and drama with my family. It was very small, very intimate. We basically just did like a little destination wedding kind of thing. Like we went to this beautiful little area and we didn't even have many people there. I think, how many people were even in that building when we got married? Maybe 4, 5 people? So we are wanting for our wedding anniversary, probably the 5th or the 10th. I don't know. It just depends on where we're at and how much money we have and what country we're living in at the time. We do want to renew our vows and at that point in time have a larger wedding, so that people who didn't have the opportunity to celebrate with us the first time will then have the chance to kind of come and drink and eat and all of us dance and really celebrate our relationship. So that's kind of our goal there. And why am I talking about weddings? Oh yeah, I'm telling you about January. So the 10th was our 11-year relationship anniversary. That was amazing and wonderful, and I couldn't have asked for a better day. It did suck in a way because, well, the day itself didn't suck, but what I was frustrated about was I had to go to work that following Monday, which was the 11th, so we couldn't like stay out late or do anything too nice or too great, but that's okay. We still had a good time. And then fast forward to that Wednesday the 13th, that was my 27th birthday, and I had such a fabulous birthday thanks to all of you. I got so many well wishes on social media, well wishes here on my actual YouTube channel. I got lots of drawings and fan art and gifts from people. It was so wonderful. And by gifts, you know, I just mean people sending me beautiful drawings and emails and commissioning art for me. It was a wonderful day. I felt so loved and appreciated, and it was probably the best birthday I've ever had, not going to lie. Even though, again, it kind of was bittersweet because I had to work that day. I didn't want to use a PTO day to have it off. So, you know, I had to work that day from 6:30 until like 5, I think is when I got off, or 5:30 that day. So I only had the evening really to celebrate with those of you online and with my husband here at home. But it was a rewarding day. And then I think that's all that really happened. And, oh no, that's not all that happened. Oh my gosh, I feel like such an asshole. So on the 2nd of January, backtracking a little bit more, my grandmother passed away, and that was a bit difficult for me. Not really because I was attached to her personally. I don't feel her absence because I never really saw her and I wasn't that close to her. However, my father was very close to his mother, and he has absolutely felt her absence this month. So it's been very challenging for all of us. I've been very worried about my dad and his mental state and emotional state because he's not very open and he doesn't really share too much with us. But I can tell he's hurting, so I've been trying to be there with him and for him, and it was just really hard, and the funeral was small and sad, and oh gosh. So the 2nd was really hard. January got off to a rough start, and then we're going into the last week of January now, and I would say this week, last week ended kind of not so great. It's never anything I feel like in my immediate life. It's always an extension in a way. So either someone I know that has drama, or I don't know, just like something that happens that still kind of affects me, even if it's not directly. So I just have lots of stories to share with you guys throughout today's recording session. So it should be wonderful and it should be fun. I guess as a bit of an opener, oh gosh, you guys, work has been the same as usual. Always stress, always drama, always anxiety in our department and others. So one big thing that has unfolded is we had a teacher. Well, she was a teacher, and then she kind of got screwed over. I don't want to go into the details about that, but basically she was not going to have her contract or her class renewed for this spring semester. So what the principal offered her was a tutoring position, so she could tutor full-time. Oh, wow, really, you assholes? Whatevs. Not even worried about it. Yeah, that's right, you better switch. We're not concerned about your crap. So they offered her a full-time tutoring position for the English department, which I can see why she would be upset about that. It's like she was teaching, I believe, 2 of the intro-level English classes, and then all of a sudden they pull that and say, well, you can tutor instead because we're not renewing your class. And then they kind of went behind her back and hired a different English instructor to take on one of the classes that this other one used to teach, if that makes sense. I should probably just make up names. That'll be easier than saying she and her and then this person and then that person and then they. So yeah, maybe that's what I should do. Anyway, the point of this story is, so they offered her a tutoring position, and then right as she was signing her new contract for the semester, to say, okay, I'm going to tutor this many hours and blah, blah, blah for these classes, she saw in like fine print that they were trying to also now make some of the tutors agree to be on call as substitute teachers. So, you know, like in the case of an emergency, so if we run out of subs and I don't know, like there's an emergency, like 4 teachers have to be out because of a snowstorm. I mean, this is Colorado. It has happened twice already where half of our faculty and half of our staff have been 2 hours, 3 hours late to the campus because different parts of Colorado are snowed in. And, you know, it's not like students here in town are the only ones that attend the school. Like, we have people from all over who drive 30, 40, 50 minutes to get here. So if the roads aren't clear, they're not going to get here in time. And the same can be said for teachers. Some of them commute.
Really tough now.
Anyway, long story short, she saw that they were trying to also make her sign on as a freaking substitute teacher in case of emergencies. And she said, does this mean you're paying us extra on those days? Or like, what is up with that? Because you didn't mention this shit to us. You just snuck that little bullshit in our contract and expect us to sign it. And then obviously they'd then be legally obligated to be subs because they signed a contract. And this, guys, as an aside, is why it is important to always read everything you sign, because I don't know if it's always intentional for some companies to, or some entities, whatever. I don't know if they mean to be sneaky about shit like this, but you have to wonder, right? When you see stuff like this, like, why wouldn't they have been upfront with her and said, okay, we're going to ask you to be a tutor and occasionally sub? Like, that's easy. You just slip it in there, and then you can say, you know, we did talk to you about this. But in this circumstance, they literally did not mention this verbally to her or even point it out on the contract. She had to see it for herself. So I don't know. It was just very disappointing, and she was upset and kind of left and sent a very nasty email to our principal and included quite a few other people. No one in my department really was involved in this, but there was so much drama around it that, of course, we heard the details. I mean, we're in like the research and data area, so of course what a teacher does doesn't directly impact us. We are more there for student information and for the board and, you know, like conferences and state reports and things like that. So in a way, I guess I don't really care what goes down in the English department, but at the same time, it just makes me a little salty because I'm like, wow, so this is how you treat your teachers, or this is how you treat some of your faculty and staff. Like, you try to mislead them. You are just, why would you treat people like this who have served you in any way, shape, or form? Even if she'd only been there for one semester, that's still really a fucked up way, in my opinion, of treating someone who has been very loyal to the school. So we were all very disappointed to hear that, but I tried to stay out of it. But of course, you know, people are upset about it, and then we had an actual teacher walk out, and I don't know all of the details behind that one. That was in the math department, I believe, or maybe was it the physics teacher? I don't know. Again, I'm in the research and student data department and area, so I don't know all of these people. I just hear and of course see how upset people get once all of this stuff kind of surfaces. But our teacher did walk out, and then there was this big, what was that, last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, and then there was a big like HR investigation because I guess they've never had that happen before, which I kind of find hard to believe. I really find that hard to believe. I'm sure at some point people have walked out of the school, but they were trying to make it like, oh, this has never happened, and this is so crazy, and how could this be? We treat everyone so well. Why would they just walk away? But, you know, it's never that straightforward, and it's just never that simple. There's always a second side to the story, whether or not the administrators of the school want to acknowledge it, or whether the principal wants to acknowledge it.
Now, how about round 3?
But guys,
if you win now, you'll be paid a dreamy
yes,
amount.
okay, why am I even listening to you? So we are up on time. This is perfect. We got through the first 2 rounds. I have gotten you kind of caught up to speed with some of the bullshit that's been going on at the school, and that is not even everything. So, in our next episode of Let's Play Jade Cocoon 2, we are going to finish up this hidden battle arena here in Fire Tower 2. I will finish telling you about the shit show month that has been transpiring at the school, and we will continue to advance our exploration of this fire forest. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Rabbit, and I look forward to seeing you in our next episode together.